Well, it's just a step on the wild side. My wife and I lived in Cincinnati for about 30 years and came back home to Kentucky and saw some ostrich on a news clip, and it looked interesting. So we got into ostrich, and that was about 1990. And it's been good all along. It's in the early days, it's like owning a gold mine, but now we've kind of turned it into a hatchery. We have sales agents in probably 18 or so foreign countries. But there's still a lot of countries on this earth that don't have their first ostrich ranch yet. We got about 175 adults right now, with about 400 eggs in the incubator. We'll be hatching 200 or 300 a week, probably at least through November. It takes 42 days once they get in the incubator at 97.5 degrees. And we collect the eggs daily and put them in a cooler at 55 degrees, and that preserves their fertility. And we incubate once a week. Usually every Tuesday we put 100 or 200 eggs in the incubator. 39 days later, we take those eggs out and put them in a hatcher. And a hatcher is simply a place where they've got room to come out of the shell and stand up. Each egg has got its own little cubicle. But they're only in there like 2 days, 3 at the most. As soon as they get out of the shell, we put them out on the ground if we're going to raise them out. The ostrich egg, it generally weighs about 1,400 to 1,600 grams is average, and that's about 4 pounds. And it is very, very tough, especially from the outside in. You've seen on TV where there's a 200-pound man standing on an ostrich egg, and then that little old bitty 42-day-old chick. They come out fully feathered, and usually 15 or 20 minutes they're walking. And the feather, once they get all dried off, they come out of that small egg, and you would swear you couldn't put them in a 5-gallon bucket. They're about 2.5 pounds at hatch. So that's about the size of some year-old chickens. For the first 10, 12 years, we were just raising breed stock. And most recently, in the last couple of years, my wife and others have started making ostrich memorabilia. She makes dream catchers, ostrich feather dusters, a lot of egg art. A lot of her sales are just the raw eggshell, the empty eggshell, and the feathers. Those are two, the number one. I guess feathers is number one, eggshells is number two, but they're sought after. But ostrich is a lot of fun. They don't have much of a sense of direction. And it was once thought that they could get lost in a corner and never find their way out, but that's not the case. They have a very small brain. It's about the size of a marble. But they survived for the past 52 million years without the help of man. So they are survivors. They're one of our last living links to our prehistoric past. They're depicted in the Egyptian hieroglyphics and even in China. Of course, the Chinese think they're a feathered dinosaur, and they may be, because they do emulate the dinosaur a lot. I recommend that if there's people that have the land, have small farms. The ostrich is something you can do with a small farm. We've devoted, I guess, about 30 acres to the ostrich operation, and we've had as many as 1,000 head on that 30 acres. There's nothing on the farm that produces like the ostrich does. One ostrich hen is like owning a cow that will give you 50 calves per year. There's enough demand now that there could be more hatcheries, there could be more operations like we've got, and there are more in America. There's several in America, and there's room for more. I know we're going to keep doing it till they'll probably dig a hole and kick mud in our face right here on this old farm. So we'll probably be the last one standing.